So we're back at it again. Let's talk about something new. Let's talk about, should I start a business or should I buy a business? So many people go down the path thinking, hey, I'm gonna start a business. You know, I'm kind of passionate about this. So like my last video, I put a link up above. My last video talking about passion and what that can do to create success for yourself. So many of us think that maybe we need to go down the path of starting a business. But have we ever considered buying a business? So we're gonna go through probably about 10 to 15 things here on some of the pros and cons to starting a business versus buying a business. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Let's get into this. So let's start with starting a business. Why not start a business? Hey, it's gonna do, you know, I'm gonna be able to create a name for it. I'm gonna be able to do things that I'm setting into place. So I'm gonna give you some pointers and some of the things, pros and cons versus starting a business and buying a business. So starting your business, some of the cons, you're gonna have to grow clientele, right? You're gonna have to go out and solicit to people that you don't know. You're gonna have to go out and find new clients for whatever business it is. Say it's a painting business, say it's an investing business, say it's a massage business, a personal training business, t-shirt business, whatever it may be, you're gonna have to spend time and money growing that clientele list. That's a con for starting a business. You're gonna have to, another con is you're gonna have to do the build out. If you're doing a physical brick and mortar store, you're gonna have to spend the money to do the build out because it might not be exactly how you want it. So you're gonna have to have some kind of money or some kind of starting, maybe a loan, maybe some money that you saved up, whatever it may be. You're gonna have to physically do the build out for that brick and mortar location, okay? So remember that, that's another con, physical build out, either labor, paying someone, whoever it may be. Number three, as far as a con goes, employees. You're gonna have to go out and hire employees. And that being said, maybe you're starting out, maybe it's just gonna be you. Maybe you're starting a painting business and all you need is a van, a paintbrush and a roller and a ladder and some buckets of paint. You're on the hustle and bustle, you're ready to make some money. All right, so something like that you can start out with probably a little bit lower overhead than say you wanna physically start a salon, a spa, a retail store. You know, you're not gonna be able to man those desk hours all the time. You're gonna need some help. So you're gonna have to physically start doing interviews. You're gonna have to look for people. You're gonna have to go out and hire people and hope that they're the right employees for you. Another con. So, you know, another con, picking the location. Say you are building that brick and mortar store, you need to pick a location, okay? So physically meaning you need to find a spot that you think's gonna work. The bad part is you don't know for sure because you probably don't have some kind of marketing research that has gone into this specific area. I'll use this as an example. Larger gas companies, larger like Hand and Stone, Massage Envy, even retail stores, some of the big box stores, Walmart, Target, any of those larger stores physically have a department that goes out and does market research in the sense of they're doing interviews, they're doing surveys, they're seeing how many people are moving into that area, they're seeing driving patterns for people. They're seeing, you know, different ways on why this individual store is going to work at this location. There's a lot of time and effort and departments that go into that. So realize that some of those places have put in a lot of time and effort to make sure they're getting that right location. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You might pick a location because you're like, damn, that place looks nice because it's right at the beach. And I think everyone that's coming to the beach is gonna want to buy earrings and jewelry. I don't know, whatever you're picking to do, whatever it may be. But you might find out that, hey, guess what? Everyone that's coming to the beach is going down to the beach and they're not stopping in at my store to look at my earrings and jewelry. Maybe if I sold beach chairs and umbrellas and towels, that might have been a good idea. So just realize that there's a lot of time and effort and market research that goes into picking a location for some of these bigger box stores. So just realize that. Another con is marketing. Marketing, you're going to spend a lot of time in marketing and getting your name out there so that people know, hey, this is so-and-so and I need to go to them because they're passionate about whatever they do. You know, they make this jewelry and you should see it's handmade and it is beautiful. But getting that in front of people is going to cost you a lot of money. You need to realize that. So let's go to the pros. So as you can see, there was a decent amount of cons for starting a business. Let's go to the pros. Some of the pros is employees. You're going to be able to set up that forefront of the team. You're going to be able to pick that, say you have a team of 10. You're going to be able to pick that manager, assistant manager, maybe the retail workers, or whoever, whatever type of businesses, you're going to be able to pick that individual group that you want to work with. There can be some pros to that because you've been there to pick the individuals and you can see who you're putting in place compared to if you're buying something, okay? Another pro, you get to make the name of the business. If you call it Joe's Paint Shop, you get, I mean, granted there, everyone's gonna know Joe owns it, but let's just say, I don't know, Beachy Themes Paint, whatever, why I picked that name, but that just sounded like a weird name. And nobody's gonna necessarily know who Beachy is, right? That's just, they're going off of a name. But no one's heard of Beachy Theme Paints before, so you get to make that name. You get to create the hustle and bustle around that. So that's something to be said too, because you know, as long as you keep continuing going down that path and you don't tarnish the name, you get to make the name of the business, which is something to be said about that, because then in the same sense, you've made the name for it and you get to, you know, create that around you. So you get to grow the clientele, like I said. So you're going to be at the forefront of that in the sense of, all the clients are going to probably know you. They might come to you just because of you. Not because of what your business is, but because of you. They want to get behind you because they see what you're creating and they see the type of individual you are and they think it's pretty cool. So they want to get behind you. So just remember that. It's another pro. You know, and there's some of these things that I'm on this list. It's just a short amount, but this is some of them. So that kind of wraps up the start business. That's starting a business, cons and pros. Let's go into buying a business. So what are going to be some of the cons versus the pros in buying a business? So business name, we were just talking about Beachy Beach. This can be a con or this can be a pro. Because let's use a bigger company like Chick-fil-A. A large majority of people enjoy Chick-fil-A because of the protocols, the standards, the certain things that they have. Are there people that don't like Chick-fil-A? Yes. There's always people that are going to love something and hate something. We can't always create a full rounded circle that everyone loves Chick-fil-A. Maybe they had a bad experience or maybe they had a bad sandwich. Maybe they just don't love chicken. Whatever it may be, there might be a reason why they don't necessarily love Chick-fil-A. But that name could either be a good name, like I said, Chick-fil-A, a large majority of people like Chick-fil-A, or it could be a bad name, right? In the sense of, I mean, we've all seen it. You go on Google and you Google a company and you're like, oh my God, they have 2 freaking stars? 2 stars? I'm not eating at that place. Joe's Crab Shack? What, did somebody actually get crabs? I mean, come on. You know, this is just a prime example, and I'm not saying that about Joe's Crab Shack, so don't get crazy if you work for Joe's Crab Shack. You know, I'm just saying this is a prime example of, and not that Joe's Crab Shack's a bad name, I'm just saying it could be something like that, you know? Somebody maybe had a place that they did not like, you know? And 10 people may have not liked it, but we've all seen that. We've all seen the restaurants that have huge amounts, and not even a restaurant, but just a certain business that has huge amounts of negativity. And why is that? So it could be the business owner maybe lost the passion in the business. Maybe they've been in it for 20 years and they're just ready to get out, and they've gotten tired of it. Who knows what the reason is, but they've lost the passion and it's not going down the road it should be anymore. So it could be a pro or it could be a con. You could be buying a good name or you could be buying a bad name. If you're buying a bad name, guess what? You gotta fix that name. So that can be a con or a pro. It's gonna be another con or pro scenario. Current employees. You could walk into an employee group of 15 employees that there could be a lot of hatred between the employees already. You know, the morale could be all the way down here instead of up here where it needs to be. So if the employee morale is down here, now you need to figure out a way you're gonna bring it from here all the way up to here. And you need to do it quickly, because if you're in that leadership role now, guess what? You want to make sure your employees are coming to work. You want to make sure your employees are enjoying coming to work. You want to make sure your employees are getting paid enough. You want to make sure your employees maybe have some kind of fringe benefits. You want to make sure that you're doing whatever you can to bring that morale back up to par, because that's going to do everything. You need to realize that your employees are your lifeline, or I've been into so many businesses that, and I've worked for so many businesses that so many businesses take employees for granted. That was one thing we never did. We never took employees for granted, in the sense of we were trying to always make it a better place to work, because our employees were our lifeline. And yes, I wanted to enjoy all of the people that I worked with. I wanted to have a group of individuals that I could count on, and that I could count on in work and out of work. If I had a question or something came up, that I could ask them for a favor, in the sense of, hey, somebody called off, do you mind coming in? Okay. And, you know, it's a little bit easier if you have some kind of relationship built with them, and you have that morale level up in a higher sense. You know, one of the pros to this, buying a business, could be you have existing clientele. Could it be crappy existing clientele? Yeah, it could be, but you at least have some people currently coming in, okay? You have money that's being made currently. Can you critique it and make it better? Possibly, but at least you're already getting some kind of income coming in, and you can look at that and go, hey, I know how much I'm gonna make this month, okay? It's a pro. Another pro, or, you know, pro-con scenario is products or services already. You know, if you're going to drastically change it, this can be both, because maybe you have that client that's been coming to them for, I don't know, 10 years, and they're like, you know, this place was perfect until you came in and you changed it. You know, hey, we always had this bucket of shrimp with steak on the menu, and you decided, because of cost analogies and certain things, you're going to pull it off, and now all of a sudden you piss somebody off because this used to be on the menu, but now it's not. So realize that you could have a positive or negative in this sense. This could be a pro or a con. Like I said, that it's already out there, but at least you have something that's been laid in place. Financing. Hopefully you can start the business without financing, but if you need to finance, you know, because it's always better to start out that you're not in the hole, and that you're actually, you know, either you got some money saved up, or it's not too much for you to start to continue to grow that business, okay? It's going to save you some money in the long run. But honestly, if you need to finance it, financing, it is easier, way easier to get financed for a business that is currently existing. And you're going to look at me and go, what? Why? Because, the reason because is you have a proven fact of how much money is coming in the door. So if this company's already making $300,000 a year, you can go to the bank and say, look, my cost for doing business is $225 a year, and we're bringing in $300,000. So we're profiting $75,000. The bank is going to look at that and go, hey, this is a good investment. You know, if we give him some money, maybe he's going to make a little bit more money, and he's going to come back to us when he needs another loan to do something to the business. Okay? So they're going to look at that and go, hey, this guy's making a profit, so it's not too much for us to pay him. Maybe they're going to ask for some liabilities. Maybe there's some things in the business that you own currently when you're taking over that you can use as a liability. Equipment, if you're a mechanic, you can use like the equipment. You can use, you know, tow truck. You can use a trailer. You can use the lifts, the mechanical tools, whatever it may be. You have some kind of already factored in equity in the business that you can use that as liabilities for financing. Okay? So that's a pro, you know. You can actually use that to get yourself some money to help the business grow. Okay, reputation kind of goes back to that name thing. You either have a great reputation or you can have a shitty reputation. So reputation can go one way or the other, but you have some kind of reputation that's already been built and people maybe know of you. So that can be a pro, but it can be a little bit of a con too. Because like I said, if people have created negative factors or negative scenarios and maybe they don't love your business, it can be a con too. And like I said, working capital, maybe you already have some capital already saved into the business, or when you bought the business, you were going to be getting some capital that you could utilize right off the bat. Okay. So this is a good list. Is there more? Definitely. I could probably go on for hours, but I don't know if you've seen the videos about 17, 18 minutes long, and I don't want to continue to ramble on that this is going to be an hour-long video because you're probably not going to want to watch it all. So, you know, make sure you hit that subscribe button down here. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you don't mind, take a moment to follow us, and we're going to be doing some more videos like this. Let me know. Make sure you're commenting down below that I know you actually got some of this information. And if you did finish watching this video all the way, thank you. And I appreciate you because this is what we need to do. This is what I'm trying to do, create a better place for you to tune into, to make sure that you're getting the knowledge that you need to start a business, build a business, grow as an entrepreneur, be successful as an investor or anything like that. I appreciate you again. My name is Jeremy Guldin. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.